Democroids are losing their mind. Zohran Mamdani got elected. What a wonderful day for everyone without a brain. They've all come together to say, hey, this guy promised us free things. We're going to vote for him, not realizing that he can't make good on any of those promises. Guess what, guys? He can't make good on any of those promises.
Commissioner Tisch received a heads up from ICE that raid would occur on Canal Street. Now, apparently she did give the Adams administration a heads up. If you were in his shoes, how would you have reacted to this? Would you have said, yes, NYPD officers do not interfere with ICE, but how would you have acted as mayor?
What I will continue to do is be someone who will stand up for New Yorkers when Donald Trump is seeking to fulfill his promise to create the single largest deportation force in American history. And
based, by the way, that's what the people elected him on. You are directly anti-democracy because you are doing this. But of course he's anti-democracy. Remember, he's a radical Muslim. What are we talking about? He's a radical Muslim.
my NYPD will continue to not be of assistance.
I have bad news about him and his NYPD.
To ICE whenever they are trying to terrorize New Yorkers across the 5 boroughs.
No, actually, they're mostly terrorizing invaders, actually, not the New Yorkers. The New Yorkers actually kind of love this.
In the right way?
I think that it's important to continue a separation between NYPD and ICE, and I think it's important to bring an end to a chapter which Eric Adams said on national TV where he opened the door to civil immigration enforcement.
Yeah, so this is absolutely diabolical. This is wild. So he decides to say that he wants the NYPD to fight back against ICE specifically, to fight back against ICE to stop deportations because he's anti-democracy and pro-radical Islamism because he wants to import radical Muslims that'll vote for him forever, and, you know, force out all the actual rich, white, Jewish people from New York so that he can always maintain a stranglehold on the majority of the retards. Now, so this is his plan. This is his plan. Now, the kind of insane thing is, and this is wild, this backfired really badly already. Really badly already. And the reason for that is because 5,000 NYPD police are resigning on January 1st because they don't want to be ruled under a communist. So let's just say it's really not going well. It's really not going well, actually, at all. So it's really not going well at all. So now this is obviously due to Islamophobia, and Zohran Mamdani's aunt will never ride the subway safely ever again. So this is crazy, for the record, that this is happening on our streets. This is actually happening in New York. So he is an anti-democracy remember, because it's important to get these facts straight. Donald Trump was elected to do mass deportations. That's what he was elected for by the majority of the people. He won the election from the majority of the people. He was the democratically elected president running on mass deportations as his primary motivation. All right, let's remember this. Every single person that wants to fight ICE is inherently anti-democracy. Which, I mean, let's not be surprised. He is a radical Muslim. Democracy is not a thing in Sharia law, obviously. So this is insane. So it gets worse for Zohran Mamdani. If you pay attention to the skyline on his actual poster, you will notice 2 towers that might be missing. You will notice certain towers missing. I'm not even going to discuss it at length due to the severity of the situation. Obviously, Zohran Mamdani is probably watching this video right now, and I don't want to offend her too badly. But Kathy Hochul, the worst governor in America, or Hochul, however you pronounce it, is getting blasted by the Republicans. Now, it looks very, very much like the greater New York state is so mad that Zohran Mamdani is the mayor of New York City that it looks like we are getting a red wave across New York State. Not the city, but the state. And it looks very likely that they're going to be electing a Republican governor in New York, which is an absolute game changer. It's completely insane. This guy, he won in a city of retards. All right, the city of retards are actually, they voted for him because they're retarded. And he's like, I'm going to promise you free stuff. And they're like, oh my God, as a liberal white woman, I really need free stuff because I am a wage slave to my college debts where I got a degree in surprise butt sex. That's right. Lesbian tap dancing was my degree. And now I have student loans that I need to pay off. So those guys were promised free stuff and voted for obvious retard numero uno, Senor Mamdani, as they say in specific Muslim areas of Mexico. And there he is, and he became the mayor. But the average guy does not actually support this at all. And that is why it looks like we're getting a rival primary from a Republican governor. Now, this is insane. This was a debate that happened. I have to show this because This is the exact, this is a girl that is pro Zohran Mamdani. All right, this is what you're dealing with.
You don't think like pain exists absence of mind because it's your body. Your body is feeling things. You can feel things without your mind thinking about it.
What?
I mean, it's your central nervous system.
How do you feel something without a mind?
You never felt the
If you had
sensation
no
of touch?
brain, you would feel stuff?
We have multiple.
If you had no
senses.
brain, you would feel stuff.
Well, I've never not had a brain before.
Do you think people with no brain feel stuff?
I don't know. Why don't we ask one of them?
What do you think?
I don't know. I
Where
don't
do you
have
think?
a brain.
Where are your pain receptors located?
Aren't they all over your body?
You're fucking, if you have no brain, how could you possibly feel pain?
Because you feel pain in your body. You don't think like.
For the record, this is a college-educated political commentator that can vote. This isn't just a random whore they pulled off the street for this podcast, okay? This is a actual college-educated political commentator that's hosting all sorts of debates. She has hundreds of thousands of followers for her political commentary. Okay, you have to understand. I saw this clip on Twitter. I immediately messaged Andrew Wilson. I was like, that's this guy, this debater. I was like, how the fuck do you do this? You fly out there, you debate this absolute retard for 4 hours? Like, how do you do that and not kill yourself? And his response was he's doing community service showing that people are retarded, which I completely agree. It's actually pretty based. This is charity. This is actual charity. But this was diabolical. This was diabolical. So anyway, these are the people voting for Zohran Mamdani. Now, the average person, human, creature, that's not a liberal white woman, that's a college graduate that's in debt, those guys are not going to be voting for Zohran. So we might actually be getting a Republican governor in New York, which would be insane. They released this ad.
The Empire State has fallen.
Yeah, so obviously the leftoids are super mad that this is not going as planned. A couple of retards are excited, but nah, a lot of people are really not actually excited.
Are just going crazy over the amount of taxes here.
There's no question, New York is facing an affordability crisis.
Escape from New York, the tax base has been fleeing the Empire State.
Top leaders in New York City say a wave of migrant crime has washed over the city. Foreign gang members terrorizing innocent New Yorkers.
Complete disregard for
Right, migrant gangs. I wonder if Zohran Mamdani is going to deal with that. Oh, never mind. He's using the New York Police Department to fight against ICE. Never mind.
the law.
And Kathy Hochul's failed policies are to blame.
Worst governor in America.
Worst governor in America.
Worst governor in America.
Kathy Hochul made New York the most unaffordable state in the nation, crushing families with sky-high taxes, unaffordable rent, soaring energy costs, and record-high grocery bills, and cozied up to a defund the police, tax-hiking, anti-Semitic communist.
We came here to remake this the image of our...
I can hear you.
But from the ashes of Kathy Hochul's failed policies, New York will rise, like we always do. The spirit of the Empire State cannot be broken. All we need is a courageous leader, ready for the fight. Elise Stefanik will make New York affordable and safe.
People in New York, no matter if you're a Republican, Independent, or Democrat, enough is enough. We are the most unaffordable state in the nation because of single-party Democrat rule led by Kathy Hochul.
As a working mom, congresswoman, and fighter, Elise knows families need more help, and she'll make New York affordable. That's why she authored and passed the largest middle-class tax cut in New York's history, letting working families keep more of their hard-earned money. Elise will reduce your energy, utility, and grocery bills. She fought woke insanity in our schools, stood proudly with law enforcement, championed small businesses, and will never back down from fighting for New York families. With everything on the line, we need someone who will deliver results and make New York affordable and safe for families and small businesses.
Woman on woman violence. It's what we're here for.
To not just survive, but thrive. Elise Stefanik will clean up Kathy Hochul's catastrophe and restore New York's greatness. Elise Stefanik for governor.
So the reason why this is going on right now is because obviously everyone's mad, especially a lot of leftoids, because it seems like a lot of the stuff he's actually trying to push, this Zohran Mamdani guy, are failures. They already failed. And that's the craziest part. Yeah, so anyway, not the ideal governor. I'm not going to make believe that this Elise Stefanik is my personal top choice. What I am going to say is she's better. That's what I'm going to say. I'm a simple man. I'm a very simple man. All right, a very, very simple man. We here subscribe to the lesser of the two evils mentality. All right. Now, ultimately, she is female. I mean, she is. That's not. Editor, cut that part out. Moving on. Breaking. Zohran Mamdani retracts his $30 minimum wage promise to voters, saying they will have to make do. That was insane, bro. That was crazy. That was crazy. So Zohran Mamdani ran on this entire thing. He ran on this entire thing. $30 minimum wage. Now, like, I'm not gonna be rude here. I'm just gonna be honest. Motherfucker is a fucking genius. He's an actual diabolical genius. So you can't just randomly poof increase the minimum wage to $30. And the reason why you can't do that is very simple. Because you got a guy that runs a little store and he's paying his employees, and if all of a sudden overnight he has to start paying them $30, he can't do that and he will have to fire them. This is fucking crazy. So obviously it won't work, and anyone that knows anything about basic economics knows that won't work. But if you're a retarded voter with so much empathy, if you are part of the 80% of liberal white women that voted for Zohran Mamdani, all right, if you are part of the retard generation, then this is terrible news for you. This is absolutely terrible news for you, and it's pretty funny. It's pretty freaking funny, dude. I'm not even gonna lie. So obviously he retracted that after winning, because you obviously can't do this. You can't just be like, "Oopsie, I'm gonna print more money now." Actually, like, if you just increase the minimum wage to $30, then a bottle of milk is gonna start costing $30. That's how it works. This obviously doesn't work. He duped all of them because, shockingly, retards fell for this. It's crazy. It's insane how well retards fell for this. This is Hassan Piker being shocked by China. Not relevant, but very funny. So I have to introduce you to modern politics in America before we do a deep dive in the actual governor of New York, Kathy Hochul. Kathy Hochul is the current governor of New York, the one that's being blasted right now and might actually lose the next election. She has directly stated the fact that they're not actually willing to do all of the things. All the things that Zohran promised they're not doing, because she knows that if she does do that, she has no chance of winning her next election. So we're not going to be seeing a $30 minimum wage. There's not going to be a government-run grocery store. There won't be free buses. There won't be free education. There won't be rent controls. His entire platform actually is nothing. His entire platform is literally, he's not actually going to be keeping a single one of his promises, except, seemingly, for flood the city with immigrants, which, in my opinion, was always his primary goal. But what a lot of retards on the left don't realize is they're actually up against religious fanaticism, and people that have no idea about what religion is actually about cannot understand that people's motivations might stem from religious fanaticism. I'm going to release a very dirty secret, and I'm going to tell it to you today, and I hope you're ready to hear it. Communism is the Trojan horse that retards will actually use to convince you to vote for them. But inside the Trojan horse is a colonial force coming to take over your country. That's the secret that no one wants to say. Communism and the socialist Democrat shit is the easiest way to get the retard vote. He'll just go up there and say, you know, $30 minimum wage, government, grocery stores, free buses, free education, rent control. The retards will eat that shit up. He's not going to be able to fulfill any of those promises, but he will be the mayor. He will release infinite retards to vote for him forever. He'll just go out there, promise free stuff, and not be able to deliver any of it. Now, the only way to defeat this is to fight fire with fire. And you're about to hear a story so insane, I made a full video on it, because there's so many twists and turns, but I am going to give you the abridged version. Zohran Mamdani had a guy that was really similar to him that ran for mayor in Minneapolis. This guy, Omar Fateh. This dude ran for the mayor of Minneapolis. He is a Somalian Muslim, and he also did basically exactly what Zohran did. This dude walked out. He's promised socialism. He promised all sorts of free stuff, and he also basically said he's going to fight for immigrants and try his best to import as much Somalian people as he possibly can. He wants a Somalian safe haven. All right, he's basically Zohran Mamdani, except he's obviously the product of incest. Now, the crazy thing is, he was up against this guy, Mr. Jacob Frey. Jacob Frey, also a Democrat, obviously. He was up against this guy. All right, it was a crazy battle, and honestly, it really looked like this guy was gonna win. It looked like Omar Fattah was in the lead. He was doing the Zohran Mamdani strategy. All right, he was doing the whole "I am the mayor now." All right, so he was hitting them with all of the fucking socialist bullshit keywords, and he lost. He lost to Mayor Jacob Frey, who I've just learned is Jewish. The Jew defeated the Somalian in a battle for religious supremacy, even though he's not religious, but it's pretty funny. It's pretty funny. I'm just saying, it's pretty funny. 2 billion Muslims, you can't kill 15 million Jews? What are you doing, guys? I'm not trying to be diabolical here or anything. I have Muslim friends, but, like, what are you doing, guys? Like, come on, dude. Anyway, so, despite the low numbers, all right, this is crazy. Jacob Frey won this in the greatest way ever. If you're not familiar with this, you have to pay attention. It's the funniest thing in the world. This is Jacob Frey's acceptance speech. Listen.
Whether you are from Galmudug or Getaway, you are from Minneapolis. Whether you are from Bosaso or Mogadishu, you are from Minneapolis. Whether you are from Hargeisa, Somaliland, Ogadenia, or Nairobi, you are from Minneapolis. In Minneapolis, we love you. In Minneapolis, we embrace unity. And in Minneapolis, this is a place where we are proud to call it home. Mahat said it. Thank you so much.
So obviously, this is the worst speech I've ever heard in my entire life, obviously. But that's not the point. All right, that's not the point. So this is the craziest thing I've ever heard. Now, you'll notice something insane. There was a lot of cheering from him from a lot of people from Somalia. That's pretty weird, because I was sure all the Somalians would vote from the guy from Somalia. Well, if you want to understand a little more lore, this guy is taking advantage of tribal politics. We are too easy. This guy understands how to divide our people.
How are you? Good to see you, my man. Happy Friday.
So this is Jacob Frey going up against the radical leftoid guy.
Happy Friday. Hello, how are you? Good to see you, my man. Yeah, you got it, you got it. Maga. Said. Said? Maga. Maga ikaw Yarut Farid. Boka Maga.
Oh, learnt Somalian.
Minneapolis. I know.
Come down.
All right. When I have friends visit from out of town, of course I tell them to go check out the Stone Arch Bridge. But one of the other things I say to go see is the Somali Mall.
You have to go to the Somalian Mall. You go to Minneapolis, you have got to see the Somalian Mall. This is crazy, bro.
There's nothing like it virtually anywhere else. The color, the activity, just the sheer scope. I mean,
dude,
I'm a little biased because I'm the mayor of Minneapolis and it's here, but this rivals Mall of America every day of the week.
Yeah.
Hey, my man, how you doing? It's good to see you, buddy. Yeah. I feel like I get neck hair. Yeah. You have that problem? I get neck hair before I get the head hair. I just need to get my neck shaved.
Bro, what are we doing?
Mohammed? Yeah. He's operating those clippers with precision. But if your face is framed up well, you look good. My wife will love it. Yo, how you doing?
So, anyway, he has AIDS now. But aside, I have to stop doing this. People are going to think I'm actually racist, when I'm clearly not. I'm only Islamophobic. No, I'm not Islamophobic. I'm actually not Islamophobic. That would break Zohran Mamdani's aunt's heart. But the point that I'm trying to make here is, all right, this is the greatest election in modern history because this dude understands that he was going up against an actual guy who's basically like, I am fighting for Somalia. So what does this guy do? What does this dude do? This absolute diabolical mastermind. I'm sorry, I have to say it. I fucking hate his campaign with every fiber of my being. But this absolute mastermind, all right, decided, you know what he's going to do? He is going to instigate clan warfare among ancient Somalian blood feuds. He went to the opposing Somalian tribes, all right? This is how he won the election. This is Jacob Frey rallying the Somali clans against their common enemy in Minneapolis 2025. This is literally what just happened. It's absolutely diabolical. I wish that we had a guy like Jacob Frey in New York. If we would, Zohran Mamdani would have been absolutely cooked. Now, I know that I'm being very glib about this, but this has got to be one of the most diabolical weeks of American politics in the history of our country. The fact that it's ancient Somalian blood feuds that is literally like causing elections through the country. It is absolute insanity. I don't even know what to say. It's crazy. But the point is, this was a terrible week for the leftoids. All the promises that were promised by Zohran Mamdani, they're all falling through the cracks. They had a surefire winning candidate in this guy, Omar Fateh, and he got obliterated because some random woke Jew decided to rally the rival Somalian clans to his side like he's Lisan Al-Gaib, and he actually fucking won. It's crazy. It's diabolical. I made a full video on this. You have to see it. It's even funnier. I just had to show this to you because it got even wilder. But you have to see the Ilhan Omar crash out was insane. Check out my video from yesterday. But Zohran Mamdani is getting now obliterated by the current governor of New York. The current governor of New York is absolutely cooking this man. Because all the things that he promised, she basically went out and said, no, we can't actually do any of the things that he promised. So, terrible day for leftoids everywhere. They think they're winning, but they're actually literally shooting themselves in the balls and importing their own destruction.
The idea that free buses would make them faster?
No.
Why not?
Because more people will drive them, so they'd be even more crowded.
No, yeah, obviously free buses isn't going to make them faster.
It would take longer to load them.
How do you answer that?
Because it can't just be making it free alone. You have to be making it free while actually making the infrastructure for it to be fast.
Zohran Mamdani, ladies and gentlemen, he figured it out. What are you gonna do if it's gonna be slower? Well, we're just gonna make it faster. He's literally so fucking smart. He's so fucking smart. If we would have had a Jacob Frey, I'm sorry, man. The woke Jews, every once in a while, they do something right, all right? I'm just saying.
So you have to increase service alongside making it free and ensure that there's full use of all-door boarding. Because a lot of the issues of the dwell time at the bus stops is because everyone has to go through the front door. No one's allowed to go through the back door, even though this was something the MTA proposed more than a decade ago. And in Boston, when they did this, they decreased dwell time by 23% on a single route just by making all-door boarding a part of it.
But isn't that an MTA thing that you as mayor can't control?
Epic foreshadowing. Even though this proposition of yours is retarded, you still couldn't do it because you're just the mayor. Epic foreshadowing.
Well, what we saw with Mayor Bloomberg, he was the mayor of New York City. He built an entire subway station because that's how much he believed in the extension of the 7 train to Hudson Yards. The city has a lot of ability to influence what the MTA does. It's just that we haven't had a mayor who actually cares that much about...
You never had a mayor with empathy like Zohran Mamdani. So I have one aunt that's like, she's like kind of right wing, but she's also like very feminist. It's pretty awesome. So I basically, I called her to say, hey, did you know that all the white women voted for Zohran Mamdani? And then she hung up the phone. I still don't know why, but we're figuring it out.
The slowest buses in the United States.
A day after his big victory, New York's mayor-elect Zohran Mamdani says he's got a clear mandate and he plans to use it. He's promising affordable housing, rent freezes, and free buses. He's just announced his transition team, but as mayor, his actual powers are limited. So can
What do you mean his powers are limited? But he promised free buses.
Can he really deliver? He wants a 4-year rent freeze on the city's 1 million rent-stabilized flats. But to make that happen, he'll need approval from the city's Rent Guidelines Board. And current mayor Eric Adams could still appoint new members before leaving office to make it harder. He also...
Epic foreshadowing! Epic foreshadowing! Even the BBC doesn't believe in them, and they're an actual terrorist organization at this point, in my opinion. They're out there editing Trump speeches, like literally running defense for Hamas terrorists. Pro-Pakistan. Dude, if there's anyone in the West that's like, oh, I take the pro-Pakistan position, that dude is a fucking bot, all right? Get him out.
Also wants to make public buses free and faster, a plan he says would cost around $630 million a year, though some officials put it closer to $1 billion a year. To pay for it all, Mamdani wants to raise corporate taxes and add a 2% surcharge on...
Yeah, that's right. He's just gonna make things free by making everyone pay for them. He's so smart. He's so smart.
Anyone earning over $1 million. But the governor and state legislature would have to agree. And Governor Kathy Hochul's made it clear she's against new taxes ahead of her own election.
No! So you mean he promised a thing that he literally couldn't actually do, and then the governor just basically said, no, you can't actually do it? No way.
Zohran Mamdani turn his bold promises into action, or will political reality hit first?
Boy. So we got to talk about New York Democrat Governor Kathy Hochul, who is officially stuck between a rock and a hard place. She is one politician that I would never wish to be in this moment because she put herself in an impossible situation to win because of very short-term thinking, okay? And what I mean by that is her decision to endorse Zohran Mamdani.
This has got to be one of the most diabolical twists of all time. It really is. Because by doing this, Zohran Mamdani isn't actually going to be able to push any of the things that he promised, right? He promised all the free things that he didn't have any power to promise, and now he's not going to be able to do any of them. And Kathy Hochul, who supported Zohran Mamdani, is now literally going back on her promise. She's literally going back on her promise. Not being able, because she's trying to get the votes from like the actual, leftists in New York State. So she fucking destroyed her entire career with this one. Zohran Mamdani's platform can't work because he's not actually fulfilling any of the promises that he promised. And she completely cooked herself because she backstabbed everyone. She literally backstabbed everyone. She supported this guy and she's stabbing him in the back at the same time. Dude, this has been a cataclysmic failure on every level, and it's really funny. The leftists are actually eating each other. It's great. It's awesome. It's awesome. She virtue signaled her way. Congratulations.
Mamdani, who is a socialist. A lot of people say he's a communist, okay? So she endorsed a communist in the New York City.
Some people would even say he's a terrorist, but I wouldn't be one of those people. Partially because I don't want to get sued. Also partially because I don't think he personally flew the plane into the Twin Towers, even though he thinks the biggest victim was his aunt.
The general election.
Now, a lot of people don't know this, but Zohran Mamdani's aunt was not actually flying one of the planes that crashed into the Twin Towers. This is actually, a lot of people don't actually know about this. Zohran Mamdani's aunt was not one of the pilots. I want to make this clear, and that's because the Muslims in Al-Qaeda knew better than to trust a woman to fly a plane. So realistically, broken clock, right twice a day. She was dead ass not one of the pilots. This is a fact. This is just a straight. That's how you know, because it was effective. If she would have been a pilot, they would have hit the wrong building. I'm just saying. I am just saying.
Which means that she endorsed him doing all the things that.
Was that sexist and Islamophobic? Yes. Was it funny? Yes. Do I care if you're offended? No. Actually, subscribe if you're offended. If that offended you, subscribe.
She knows that he actually can't do. And the reason why she knows that he can't do it is because she's responsible for doing the things that Mamdani promised. Like, for example, raising taxes on the rich, free buses, free childcare, right? All of this stuff basically comes down to the state.
His agenda is incredibly
That's
ambitious.
Right. He doesn't have any of the power to do the things he promised, and people still believed him anyway because, he cried on camera about Islamophobia. Yeah, I gotta whip out this meme. Actually, it turns out, yeah, this is completely my feeling right. I fully support this. This is my response. That's right. Enough about my racist past. All right, enough about my racist past. I don't care. Now we talk about my racist future. All right.
It is, as he has described it, a democratic socialist agenda. Free childcare, free buses, rent freeze. The list goes on. I talked to him on Monday night. He said to me he hasn't wavered 1 millimeter on raising taxes on New York City's wealthiest residents to pay for some of that. Now, Governor, you have said repeatedly that you would not raise taxes. You said, quote, I've said there's no new income taxes. Do you stand by that promise?
Yes. Again,
she endorsed a guy whose whole platform was raise taxes, and now she's saying she's not willing to raise taxes. Congratulations. You've all played yourselves. Dude, this is insane. This is like an actual Democrat human centipede. These people are insanely retarded.
I find so fascinating is all this conversation about how I'm continuing to lead New York State. I'm the one putting money back in people's pockets and cutting middle-class taxes, as I've done, and finding ways to support child care. These are areas where I'm aligned with Zohran Mamdani, and we'll work on this and build more.
It's such a nothing statement. She's like, I align with him that free things would be lovely. I'm just not willing to contribute to do any of those free things that he promised.
Housing so people can have a roof over their heads in New York City.
Okay, and Zohran Mamdani thinks that his fans and the voters are so dumb that they wouldn't know that he doesn't actually have the power as mayor of New York City to accomplish any of these things. But they voted for him anyways because, this is the current state of the Democrat Party, right? Now, the problem with this for Kathy Hochul is that she's facing a strong general election challenge from Republican who is currently beating her in the polls, right? We're talking about a Republican currently beating the sitting Democrat governor
which is insane.
A blue state in the polls.
That's crazy. If we get an actual this is insane to even think about. If there's an actual Republican governor in New York, holy shit, it would change everything. it would just be such a massive butt fuck to the Democrats.
A year out before the election. This is a big deal because what it means is that voters do not like the fact that Kathy Hochul has taken such a far left turn. They don't like the fact that
she's literally losing it because A, she supported this guy and everyone hates that, and B, she's refusing to actually let any of the things that the guy promised work, so they also hate that. She's getting eaten by both the left and the right, and Zohran Mamdani can't enforce anything. It literally doesn't get better. This is a great video. This is a great video, all right? You see, if all we needed was this. This is all we needed, and everything would be different, all right? All we needed was Jacob Frey rallying the clan, right? Bro could have gone up there and be like, all Shiite Muslims to me. Give me a haircut, my Mohammeds, specifically from Syria, but not the ones from Sudan. Bro, you could make war, all right? Listen, it's not like all the different Islamic factions get along either. Like, he'll be like, the Sudanese Muslims, the Ugandan Muslims, we don't fuck with them. But the Syrians and the Iranians. I don't know, I feel like he could have done something diabolical. That'd be crazy, holy shit.
In bed with socialists like Zohran Mamdani. But at the same time, she needs the far left freaks and lunatics, right? Zohran's fans, in order to get turnout during the general election to beat the Republican. But again, she also is facing backlash for endorsing the socialists and being in bed with the socialists in the first place. So she's stuck between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah, no, she's getting absolutely obliterated. She is like the center of a human centipede, which is pretty rough. It's the worst spot. It really is. It's the worst spot of the human centipede. All right, so I can actually draw you a picture if you want to know exactly what this kind of looks like. No one does, but I feel like it's important just for the illustration. So let me explain. Let me show you what this is kind of all about. All right, now I don't want to get graphic here, obviously, but we actually have to do it. Unfortunately, this is important. All right, so obviously we'll make him. All right, so this is Zohran Mamdani over here. All right, so this is him. This is Zohran Mamdani. Okay, this is Kathy Hochul. All right, so this is important. This is Kathy Hochul over here, and over here you have the classic Democrat establishment. All right, so this is important to understand. So the way this works is Zohran Mamdani, he's doing pretty well. He's getting a lot of support, so he eats. Now the trick is with the human centipede is that you don't actually have to feed the other people in the human centipede, because you see. When it leaves Zohran Mamdani, that is the nutrition for the center part of the centipede. Now, obviously, this is pretty diabolical in certain instances. It doesn't go certain well. So this is the nutrition here. Now, when it leaves, it's not like the center area of the human centipede can actually have a wonderful time either, because that ultimately becomes the food for the third part of the human centipede. So in this actual analogy over here, this is Kathy Hochul, however you pronounce your name. So this is her right now. This is her receiving promises. Right, this is the promise that she made that she would support Zohran Mamdani, so she loses all the people on the right because she supported a radical socialist communist, and this is her losing all the support on the left because essentially this is her saying that no, actually Zohran Mamdani can't enact any of the promises that he actually promised. So basically, this is kind of where the Democrat Party is at right now. So this is the diagram. This is Mamdani, obviously. And this is just the generic Democrat Party, the generic D's. All right. So so basically this is the current state of politics in New York.
And it is hilarious to watch her squirm and piss off.
Almost forgot the main character in this story. Obviously this is Zohran Mamdani's aunt facing Islamophobia in the distance. All right. So and in a hijab. All right. So anyway, so this is basically where we're at now. This is the current state of New York politics.
Off the far left by telling them that, hey, all that stuff, all that free stuff that Zohran Mamdani promised, we can't deliver on it, right? We can't actually deliver on that, right? I'm not going to allow him to do that, which will definitely destroy her in multiple ways, right?
She's getting obliterated on all sides. It's amazing.
Either via the primary or in the general election, because she's not going to get the turnout and support that she's going to need to beat the Republican, again, who is being emboldened by the fact that she got in bed with the socialists in the first place. So it's really damned if you do, damned if you don't. But I hope this is a lesson to Democrats thinking about getting bad with these socialists, that this is a lose-lose situation in the long run. So without further ado,
well, it's a lose-lose for the regular Democrats. The issue is, unfortunately, the radical socialists are really picking up steam. And if we get like a Zohran Mamdani type figure as the next president of the United States, it will be the end of America. They will open the borders and like literally import millions of illegals, and they will all be able to vote in no voter ID states, and that will be the end of the country. The important reality is here, if a Democrat wins, that just means they're gonna fuck up a lot of shit that we're gonna need to take care of the next time a Republican wins. And it'll be definitely a net negative. If a radical leftist, like one of the communist people, like an AOC or a Zohran Mamdani, wins, then that's the end of the American project. Not even trying to be controversial here. Then it's the end of the democracy test.
Let's get into it.
It's the fourth and final day of the Somos conference in Puerto Rico. It's where key figures...
Oh, yeah. I totally forgot to mention this. On the first day of Zohran Mamdani's victory, he went to Puerto Rico to a mosque. Did you know that only 1% of Puerto Rico is Muslim, but he managed to find himself in a Puerto Rico mosque?
New York politics are debriefing after the election and planning their next steps for the year ahead. Mayor-elect Zohran Mamdani is eager to build up support for his agenda, while Governor Hochul says she's not sure how quickly the state would be ready to help deliver on some of Mamdani's campaign promises, like...
You mean she can't keep her promises, and Zohran has no power to do these things that he promised? Oh my goodness gracious, that's crazy.
Free buses and universal childcare. Our Bernadette Hogan has been following all of the developments at Somos. She joins us now from San Juan with more. Bernadette.
Puerto Rico would never go Muslim. They're too Catholic. Egypt was too Catholic. Egypt was too Catholic. So was Libya. So was Jordan. So was Lebanon. Now they're all Muslim majority countries. Kind of weird how that happened, actually, now that you think about it.
The final day of the Somos conference was kicked off by both Governor Kathy Hochul and Mayor-elect Zohran Mamdani addressing a crowd of labor power brokers. They both spoke about their message for New York and pledged a
went to a mosque in Puerto Rico to talk about New York City. It's crazy.
To work together for the betterment of the city, especially in light of threats from the federal government. Governor Kathy Hochul later spoke to reporters where she was asked about Zohran Mamdani's policy promises, especially his dedication to try to see if he can nudge Hochul on taxing the rich and raising or attempting to generate other revenue sources such as a corporate income tax, etc. But Mamdani has also said that he would accept other means of getting that money for his programs. But, however, Governor Kathy Hochul appeared to throw cold water on his idea.
Fighting, baby, infighting. Dude, am I the old... I can't be the only guy that really likes the two retards fighting drama. You know what I'm saying? I like, as a big fan of two retards fighting, this is everything I've ever wanted. Literally everything I've ever wanted. Like, we have these two people, they're both retarded, and they're getting annihilated. They're destroying each other. She can't keep her promise, he can't keep his promise. Oh, it's perfect, man.
A free bus program from the MTA explaining that she's already invested a lot of money into the system. Let's take a listen to what she had to say.
I cannot set forth a plan right now that takes money out of a system that relies on the fares of the buses and the subways. But can we find a path to make it more affordable for people who need help? Of course we can. And
what about childcare, though?
Childcare, I already committed to. So we'll be on.
Oh, she's like, we'll make it more affordable. We'll pull a rabbit out of a hat. It'll be amazing.
Path to get there, because I'm committed to this as mom governor. I get it, but also to do it statewide right now, it's about $15 billion, the entire amount of my reserves.
AKA, we ain't got the money. Right?
That's right, baby. That's exactly right. I'm glad we're all on the same page. I'm glad we're all together on this one. We don't have the money. We're not willing to tax people extra, but don't worry. We'll magically make it work out. Absolute cinema. Just literally absolute cinema, dude.
We ain't really got the money like that. And she already said she's not taxing the rich, that she is not trying to do free buses because, again, they can't afford it. And here's the thing, right? They already have programs to help out.
Here, I have a visual representation of what Kathy Hochul just said on stage. Homeless man calling another homeless man a broke-ass neighbor. This is essentially what we just witnessed. All right? This is what we just witnessed, man. Diabolical.
Out people who make less than $40,000 a year, right? In New York City, they already have programs to help out the poor, okay, or people who are working for low wages They already have programs to give them free transportation. That's already a thing, right? So again, Zohran Mamdani promised stuff that the governor can't deliver on, right? Stuff that, again, you already have services to help out the poor. And on top of that, they can't afford it. They can't afford it. You're talking about the Metro already being insolvent, right? It is already in debt. It's already a disaster financially. And they're saying that, hey, we need to just pour more fuel on the fire, right? With more of these promises that they can't keep. So again, it really is a terrible situation for Kathy Hochul, but it's her own damn fault because she got in bed with a communist.
Dude, the best part is this is like, it's bad for everyone. Like it's a real nightmare for all of these people, and that's awesome. And that's awesome. Have I mentioned how awesome it is? Oh God, dude, they went from 100% cooked to 200% cooked, like on the turn of a dime, bro. Yeah, don't bet on communists, it turns out.
Mamdani also spoke to reporters, and when New York One asked him about his message to those that did not support him, because he said on stage that he is not pledging to, quote, remake City Hall in his likeness, here's what he had to say.
I've said throughout the entirety of this campaign that this is a campaign to bring the struggles of working New Yorkers back to the focus of our politics.
Except they're literally not fighting for working New Yorkers, and working New Yorkers did not vote for him. He got the vote from the retard college kids and the immigrants. That is literally who voted for him. I think it's really important to note that he did not actually get the working man vote. It's insane. He got the votes from the immigrants and the retard college women. That is the primary voter base.
And to ensure that City Hall is seen as a place that not only recognizes...
But he makes believe he's fighting for the workers so that the Nepo baby college kids in debt that can't contribute anything to society because they all have degrees and surprise underwater butt sex and AIDS taste testing, those guys don't actually contribute to society. They're in debt. They want free shit. That's who he's fighting for. He literally went out there and he decided to just promise free things.
...those struggle, but actually delivers on the material needs of those working people.
Right.
Yeah. So you see that you
like
heard
this dude sounds like a Gotham villain.
That. Now you can imagine that Zohran's fans are not happy with the fact that
no, dude, it's amazing. It's amazing. Everyone's fucking furious at everyone. You can't blame Zohran, and then it's like, yeah, but he literally promised things that he couldn't deliver. It's amazing. As Lord Nuxanor keeps saying, we need to bring back the Communist Enforcement Act of 1954 and start deporting these motherfuckers. I'm just saying it needs to happen. I'm going to keep preaching it because that's how we get out of this mess.
Is not pledging.
That's right, Donald J. Trump, President of the United States, most powerful man in the free world. You got to start getting draconian on they asses. Okay? Follow the law. Don't break a single law. Not even one. But enforce that shit to the extreme. Okay? Enforce the fuck out of it. All right?
To help him execute on all of these promises, all of the free stuff like free buses, free childcare, tax the rich, free groceries, right? Freeze the rent. Leftists are not happy with Hochul and the fact that, again, she's not committed to all of that.
No, it's amazing.
She's talking out both sides of her mouth.
No, they hate everyone. They hate Hochul. They hate Mamdani for lying. Like, dude, they're actually eating each other.
Look.
Well, like I said, I'm from Buffalo. We don't put up with a lot of crap. So I just want to set the stage that, you know, you look at the history of people who've run multi-million-dollar ad campaigns to try and get me to change my position. I don't change my position. So I just want to put it out there. I respect people's opinions. I respect the proper place to convey them. And so I've said to people, I hear you. And that was important. But also, there's a time and place. And so that's all on that. No, I've had conversations on this trip, but many conversations, I'd say over the summer and the fall, that were important, that led to an understanding of what's in the realm of possibility, shared ambitions, but what is doable is the question. And so, no, we're aligned on so many of these issues. You know, I've made it clear where I have strong disagreements with issues that really do not pertain to, you know, the governance of New York City. I said you need to get a police commissioner that people trust, who has a record of accomplishment to keep the trajectory that we're on right now, which is crime is going down.
Except it's literally not. They just don't report crimes. Bro! She's like, look at her eyes. She knows she's cooked.
I'm just going down.
She's literally just looking at you in your face and lying.
Really?
Who is this lady? This is the governor of New York State.
Kathy, your time has come. Democratic governor of New York, Kathy Hochul, was talking in front of a crowd of Puerto Ricans and New Yorkers. She was greeted with chants of tax the rich, and she responded,
I hear you, but I'm the type of person
listen, the more you push me, the more I'm not going to do what you want.
Uh-oh, she doesn't care about her voters. Uh-oh.
Okay, so a little lesson to all of our friends out there.
So you have to understand, she backs Zohran Mamdani, the guy that literally runs his campaign on tax the rich and give free shit to people. She goes out there, people start chanting tax the rich. I mean, to be fair, she supported the guy that ran on that. And she's like, yeah, no, we're not actually doing that. I don't change my opinion. I don't really care what you have to say. Yep, the surprise butt sex degree looks good on her, that's for sure.
She then doubled down in a press conference that she did after that.
W. Yeah,
Then she went on
Keep
CNN
destroying yourself, lady.
and said this.
His agenda is incredibly ambitious. It is, as he has described it, a democratic socialist agenda. Free childcare, free buses, rent freeze. The list goes on. Now, Governor...
Why did she support him? Well, because she knew he'd win. She wanted to be in good favor. And also, it's woke of her. That's right. She just virtue signaled her way into oblivion. Like, you have to understand, she virtue signaled herself into a coffin.
You have said repeatedly that you would not raise taxes. You said, quote, I've said there's no new income taxes. Do you stand by that promise?
Yes.
Up until now, Kathy Hochul is up for re-election in 2026, and she was uncontested. All of a sudden, MAGA Republican Representative...
Isn't that insane that we're having, like, she was completely uncontested, and here she is, shoving a stick up her own ass, all right? She put a sickle, a communist sickle, up her own anus, all right? And now we might actually be getting a MAGA Republican governor of New York.
Elise Stefanik is a piece of shit as well, who tried to get the election overturned and promoted election lies for...
Election lies means very, very valid questions in regards to the shit that went on during the last election. But that's CNN.
For Donald Trump. She comes out...
Oh, no! Oh, no! You mean we might be getting a governor of New York that says that the last election was rigged? Oh, no! That would be terrible. Yeah! Oh, eat shit, man. You made your bed, leftoids. Oh, it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad!
She launches her run for New York governor against Kathy Hochul, and all of a sudden, here comes Kathy Hochul. It's a new day in New York. I'm so proud that this individual, Zohran Mamdani, is gonna work with me shoulder to shoulder to deliver for New York City the way it's never seen.
Complete and utter coward.
In its lifetime. Let me get this straight. In the entire state of New York, there's 12 million registered voters. Zohran by himself got over 1 million votes for his New York City mayoral bid. That means that Zohran by himself got 1/12 of the entire registered electorate in the state of New York. You know that he's popular, and you know that he reaches an electorate that you could never. You want to agree with his stances publicly because you know that they're good policies to change the affordability crisis.
It's incredible. She wants to agree with the stances publicly to get the virtue signal vote. But she's not willing to actually do anything, like to actually help him with any of these things.
New York City and the New York State. But privately, you're going to block him the entire way. Because the bullshit answer that she always gives is that she doesn't want to increase taxes on the ultra wealthy because they're going to leave the state. When there are research studies that show millionaires...
Are the votes legal? Who knows? There's no voter ID in New York. It's a scam. It's a giant scam. Like you don't understand. There's, like I said this before, and people think that I'm like kidding. No, this is a concerted effort to steal our country. Like they are flooding our country with illegals that actually vote. This is a democratic insurrection.
In the U.S. are neither likely to pick up stakes nor to flee their state of residence just to lower their taxes. Mind you, Zohran is only wanting to increase taxes on the ultra wealthy, which are people making over $1 million a year, by 2%.
We should steal money from people that earn the money to give it to people that don't want to earn the money. Very cool, very cool.
The tax bracket for people making over $1 million a year is only 3.9%. He's suggesting to raise it to 5.9%. According to economists and experts, that 2% increase for people making over $1 million a year would create a revenue of $4 billion annually. And that
which is spent on fucking bullshit.
Millionaire tax has already happened in Massachusetts. They gained $5.7 billion in one...
Then why is Massachusetts a shithole?
Year.
Like, these people are retarded, man. They're really like, yo, we should let the government just take our shit. It'll be so much better. Like, they're like, I really don't. Trump, no kings. I don't want Trump to be a king. Also, let's just let the New York government own all our buildings and grocery stores.
Exactly what he proposed. But let me be very clear with what I'm about to say. If it comes down to you in the general election as the Democrat nominee versus Elise Stefanik, it's going to be you all the way. But don't get me wrong. Antonio Delgado, the lieutenant governor that you picked in 2022, is running against you in the Democratic primary for the New York governorship. While you're over here,
she's getting obliterated.
Listening to literal constituents saying, the more you push me, the less I'm going to do what you want. Antonio Delgado say not gonna stop. He's gonna tax the rich if—
Bro, they're eating them. Zero loyalty. Like, imagine you pick someone to be your whatever position he was in. She appoints this guy, and then this dude stabs her in the back. Unbelievable. Holy. He's gonna win. I don't think you recognize something in New York City. Yeah, true. It's the retard capital of the Eastern United States. But that said, you have to understand the reality is that the people in New York State, not in the city, they don't like the communist shit. The communist shit only works in like the big cities. That's where the illegals are. That's where the, fucking bitch college people are. That's where the votes come from. It's going to be much, much harder for a communist to actually win in there with the tax the rich policies, like statewide, like as a state election. That's going to be way, way harder.
He wins. Antonio's vision for New York is to raise the minimum wage, tax the ultra wealthy, establish a universal health.
It's like they all do this shtick. It doesn't work, man. But you can't just magically raise minimum wage to $30 an hour. Like, it can't work. It'll just make everything more expensive.
Care system for New Yorkers, delivering universal
infinite healthcare. Like, dude, nothing's free, man. Free healthcare doesn't mean anything's free.
Child care, establishing a permanent statewide rental assistance program, and building more affordable homes to lower costs.
Like, dude, people keep saying that. You know one of the best ways to lower costs? Dude, these fucking TikTokers. Like, they know nothing about the economy. They're just like, free this! Free that, cheaper this, cheap that. Oh my God. What about this, which is cheap and free? And rich people, bad. Steal their money. Like, dude, these people are retarded. First of all, nothing's free. If it's free, someone's paying for it. That's one. Two, and this is super important. Do you know that illegal immigrants live in these houses? Do you know that if you deported every single illegal, you would free up probably 100,000 homes in New York City at least? Definitely more than that. Like, do you realize that? Like these people are all retarded. Also, free healthcare means shitty healthcare for everyone. Literally shit healthcare for every single person. Look, I've lived in Canada for a bunch of years. They have free healthcare. It's ass. It's terrible. You need to wait 6 months, best case scenario, to get an appointment with a doctor with free healthcare. No one's incentivized to do anything. How many illegal immigrants are in New York? Canada has a 2-year wait time if you don't have a doctor. No, it's a nightmare. It's an actual nightmare. Exact counts are impossible. Yeah, 2023, the estimated number is 775,000 people. So let's make this clear. If all those 775,000 people were deported, that would free up 775,000 apartments. You don't think that'll make things affordable? Like, and then these people are like, no, you can't deport people. Like, they're actually retarded. And they hate our country.
Rent and housing. If Kathy Hochul can't get with the motherfucking program, it's time for Antonio Delgado to be governor of New York.
Yeah, bro's gonna get obliterated. There's no way this guy is gonna win New York State. It's just more pressure for Hochul, which is good for me because these people are all retarded.
Democrats, a number of them were holding this.
Deport at least half of them? No. Deport all of them. All right, we need a standard in this country. Okay, we have a border. We have laws. I'm sorry. If you came here illegally, you gotta leave. Every single one. I don't care. I don't care if you're a child. I don't care. I don't care. You're here illegally. Get the fuck out. You have a homeland that you came from. Literally leave. Like, we have laws. I'm sorry. It's just annoying hearing people dance around this. But what about separating families? If the dad's a murderer, he gets arrested, he goes to jail, you separate the family. Unfortunately, that happens when crimes happen. Get them the fuck out. I'm sorry. I literally don't care. Actually, I'm doing the Sydney Sweeney face right now. Get them out. Every single one.
Like reception, rally.
You're illegal? Leave.
Type thing, and obviously Zohran.
Self-deport. If you don't self-deport, I don't care about the conditions of Alligator Alcatraz. You have the right to leave yourself. For free. You can go. If you don't want to, well, you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. Enough of this overly empathetic bullshit.
Mamdani is there, but so is Kathy Hochul. When Kathy...
Says the Jew who's an immigrant. I'm not an immigrant. I am an American from birth. So are my parents. So, anyway, I mean, if you go back enough generations, you're right. But also, I'm legal. And also, if you're illegal, get the fuck out.
Hochul gets up to speak. A ton of people start chanting, tax the rich at her. because Zohran's tax increases can't go through without collaboration from Albany, and Kathy Hochul has said she's not going to do it.
Good.
As she is getting chanted at by swaths of people who have given a mandate to someone she is standing in low-key opposition to, Kathy Hochul says, listen, I'm the type of person where the more you push me, the less likely I am to do what you want.
Bro,
I think we as a
eating each
global
other.
society do not talk enough about anti-populism, like liberal anti-populism, and its role in destroying democracy. Because you often hear
the democracy is that Trump was the democratically elected president by the majority of the American people, running on the mandate to deport illegals, and these actual fucking babies are crying on TikTok about democracy. Like, get a life.
Here that populism and the rise of populism is behind, the global reduction in democracy, and a lot of people even extend that to left-wing populism. But the sentiment that Kathy Hochul just espoused, that a lot of establishment and elite Democrats share, is profoundly undemocratic. Because this is a representative.
It's not as undemocratic as crying that Trump is president for the last 2 years, for the last 10 years. That's undemocratic. To quote one of the greatest senators in America, John Kennedy, y'all need to drink a really tall glass of get over it. All right? He's the president. He was elected. Fuck you. Shut the fuck up. You could leave.
Democracy. What the hell do you mean? The more your constituents push you on an issue, the less likely you are to.
Okay, these people are all retarded. Bro, we're literally not in a democracy, all right? This is a constitutional republic, all right? It sucks, sure, whatever you want. I don't care about your opinion, all right? She was the elected Democrat official from this constituency, and she is saying what she says, and if they don't like it, they could elect someone else next time, which they likely will, all right? She is doing everything legal in the confines of this law. You're upset, you're mad, and good, you should be mad. In fact, you should cry. You should cry, actually. Yep, you should do that.
Move toward their position. That's not how this works. Why
yes, it is how this works. You might not like it, and you might squint, and you might shake your head back and forth, but this is actually how it works.
Hell are you in office if you are not there to represent the voice of the people?
Because you voted for her. So that's why I don't care. Like, bro, what are you trying to make people be like feel bad, bro? You voted her in. Okay? This is what we call consequences. I know it sucks, and I know leftists believe that consequences should only exist for their enemies, specifically with bullets in their necks. Rest in peace to the GOAT, Charlie Kirk. But nah, dude. Sorry, Bo. This is a you problem. Sorry.
Yeah, so you seen that, you heard that. Zohran's fans have been bamboozled, hoodwinked, run amok, led astray, all that, right? Tricked.
Because yeah, no, they were absolutely, and it worked because, again, he got the retard vote. Like, dude, politics is crazy, man. If all I need to do is get rid of all of my principles, and I need to follow the path of the greatest politician that ever lived in all of American politics. I know you're probably thinking Trump, but I'm talking about the actual GOAT, Jacob Frey, rallying the Somali clans against their common enemy. That's right. The actual greatest politician in all of America. Y'all hated him, but he was right. What's happening? What is actually happening? What's actually happening?
Because again, these individuals thought that, Zohran, he's going to be able to do all these things. And a lot of them probably didn't think that he'd be able to do it, right? They just probably like him because, I don't know, they probably like the way he looks or something, right? I mean, that's why a lot of these people vote, right? And
they liked him because he cried. It's not because of how he looked. He went up there and he did the most feminine, performative, fake crying about Islamophobia of all time, and they all voted for him. He literally got the empathetic retard vote.
Trump. They just want to stick it to Trump. But regardless, again, all these campaign promises, all these things he's promised, all the free stuff, it turns out that it ain't free, right? That it costs money. You have to take money from somebody else in order to do all of these things. And Hochul is not committed to doing all these things. And now they're upset. Now, again, the problem for Hochul is that she is facing pressure from her right, okay, because of Elise Stefanik to not get on board with the socialist agenda, with the tax hikes, with all the things that are probably going to be unpopular to Republicans, to the general electorate. But at the same time, she's facing pressure from the left to get on board with the socialist agenda, or else she's going to face a primary challenge And if she actually makes it past the primary in the general election, she's not going to get the support that she needs from the far left in order to win, right? So again, it really is damn if you do, damn if you don't, but all because she decided to endorse a socialist. Hilarious. So without further ado, let's read about how New York Democrats are open to Zohran's tax hike plan because of the fact that they're facing
She hears the orcs at the gates. She doesn't want to let them in the Shire, even though she literally got them this close. She gave them the map. She gave them the invite, but she's keeping the doors closed.
Threats, right? So again, what I told you guys would happen, which is that if Democrats get in bed with socialists and you had these socialists start to win these elections, like for example, Zohran winning the New York City mayor's race, then that's going to embolden all of...
Someone in my chat just said we need voter ID. You make a good point, but have you ever considered that that would be difficult for black people? Have you ever considered that? Okay. I personally didn't until that is literally what a TikToker told me. A TikToker told me that voter ID would be unfair and racist against black people. I'm not joking. I promise. This is a real thing. I swear to God. I swear. This is a real thing that I was told. I'm literally not joking. You think I'm joking? This is Chuck Schumer.
Been clear. When we fight for democracy, when we protect democracy, we got to fight fire with fire. We're not going to stand idly by, as Maya said. We're not going to let them revert to Jim Crow. And if you don't think they want to revert to Jim Crow, just look what they did in the SAVE Act, which went back to took Jim Crow for the whole nation. By so making it hard, they said you need ID, and they made it so hard to show ID that probably half the people in America couldn't vote.
That's right. Requesting voter ID is going back to Jim Crow. Bro, you are the racist, okay? Every black guy has ID. What are we fucking doing here?
We wouldn't let it pass. Democrats, they needed our vote. They went to court. Many of us, Durbin, myself, and others were lead plaintiffs, and we beat them in court. But it shows why we need legislation, because these guys are undoing everything in every way they can. They don't want poor people to vote. They don't want people of color to vote. They don't want...
Saying that you want ID is saying that you don't want people of color to vote? Bro, you've got to... This is crazy.
Democrats to vote. They don't believe in democracy. We do.
These guys are literally stealing elections with their fucking illegal voters, and they just go out and cry about how voter ID is unfair to black people. I guess their secret message is that I guess black people are too retarded to have ID, says the Democrats. Bro, this is crazy.
Of the other socialists, and they're going to primary out these Democrats who are currently in office if they don't get on board with the socialist agenda. And that's exactly what's happening. So Democratic state lawmakers are already opening up to Mayor-elect Zohran Mamdani's goal of hiking taxes, as supporters say politicians who oppose his socialist agenda should face primary challenges. Mamdani wants higher taxes on millionaires and corporations to generate $9 billion to fulfill his ambitious campaign promises, but it'll be up to Governor Kathy Hochul and the state government whether the hikes ever become reality. Hochul, who is up for re-election in 2026, has said she doesn't favor the plan, but two influential state Democrats already appeared ready to consider the hikes on Wednesday, a day after Mamdani's win in the mayoral election. Yeah, so good luck, Democrats, winning general elections, running on promising to raise people's taxes in an already overtaxed state. Raising taxes, I don't think, is a good campaign slogan. I don't think that's a good thing to run on in a general election.
Dude, they're so cooked. They literally backed into her corner. Her campaign is going to be like, we will raise taxes. Oh my God, dude. It's crazy how good this is, man.
I'm not sure, again, what general election could be won by saying that, hey, if you elect me, I'm going to make your taxes go up, right? I'm going to take more money from you if you elect me. I'm not entirely sure.
I mean, obviously, you have to get money from somewhere to give it to the illegals. That's literally the scam. That's the scam. All illegals flood the country. We will give you money to vote for us.
How you win a general election like that, but apparently, again, this is what Democrats have to get in bed with, right, in order to get past the primaries. Quote, so long as some of the new revenue would be applied to tax relief for working class New Yorkers, I'm open to very modest increases on millionaires, said State Senator James Scoffis from Hudson Valley. He did not comment specifically on the proposed tax increase on corporations. Senator Liz Krueger, Democrat from Manhattan, who chairs the Powerful Finance Committee and endorsed Mamdani in September, said she's keeping an open mind. Quote, New York State and New York City are both facing many challenges in the coming years. I am always open to exploring the best options for nearly 20 million New Yorkers, Kruger said. Hochul is already under pressure from the liberal wing of the party and Mamdani supporters to move left on the issue. When she spoke at a pre-election rally for Mamdani at Forest Hill Stadium last month, his supporters chanted "tax the rich." Yeah, so again, Kathy Hochul here is stuck between a rock and a hard place.
True. It's crazy. She's absolutely obliterated. She has no career. She completely destroyed herself. She supported a communist. She's not willing to help him. She's getting blasted on the left, blasted on the right. She's the center of the human centipede, actually cooked. And Zohran Mamdani promised all these things, and he can't deliver any of them. And you know he's just going to stand there and cry about how, I really tried really hard, guys, but I just can't because the governor's not letting me. She's the bad guy. We're the victims. We're actually the victims here, guys. Think of my aunt. Think of my aunt. Not even a good enough pilot to fly the plane into the Twin Towers on 9/11. Truly diabolical.
Has to please the far left by getting on board with the socialist agenda. She has to do that in order to win the primary. And then in the general, she's going to have to figure out a way to move away from that, right? And to appeal to general election voters, right? To appeal to people who are actually sane. It's not possible. You can't thread this needle. And this is something I've been saying time and time and time again. You cannot thread the needle of trying to appeal to insane people, to socialists and communists, insane people.
Yeah, that's what you got to call out the bullshit. Look, I fully understand the whole unite with your side thing, but like you got to call out the bullshit too, man. Like you really do.
It doesn't work. And again, that's the problem that Democrats are going to face throughout the whole country.
Not just fair, Republicans are kind of in the same spot right now. It's actually a little bit scary. Like we got the retard wing of the left and the retard wing of the right. The retard wing of the right is Candace Owens, who thinks Jews invented dinosaurs to trick Christians. She actually said that. That's a real thing she said. And then she blamed Trump for killing Charlie Kirk. That's another real thing that she said. She actually said that too. Like that's retarded, bro. That's insane. So it's gonna be hairy. It's gonna be really, really hairy over the next few years.
In New York, but in the midterms, you're gonna have these socialists. They're gonna be winning these primaries. And if they win these primaries, Democrats in general elections, they're going to struggle. They're going to struggle, especially in swing states and states that are more moderate. This is going to be a big problem. Zohran Mamdani winning in New York was honestly a terrible thing for Democrats. Long term, terrible thing for them.
I've said this, for the record, I've said this the entire time. Like, there is a silver lining here. The silver lining, I mean, yeah, it's probably going to destroy New York, and obviously it's going to flood people with radical retards, obviously. But there is a silver lining. There really is, every time. God has a plan, all right? I know a lot of people get, like, roll their eyes when I say it. God has a plan. Every challenge thrown our way is just a hurdle to overcome, and it's going to be amazing.
Because, again,
to quote my grandfather, a 100-year-old Holocaust survivor, all right, that, moved to New York, after the Holocaust, after his whole family was killed, he said, and I quote, "I survived 5 years of Hitler. New York could survive 4 years of Zohran Mamdani." That man's a legend. Like, subscribe, and this video was streamed live on kick.com/Nuxanor. See you there. Stay weird, fam.